Please do.
Normally someone already says it.
Oh, and have you guys noticed they've updated Zoom? So there's this weird ass voice that comes on. It's
Just
like,
saw that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had to like allow you, like it wanted to make sure I knew that I was being recorded.
Yes. Yeah, it did this afternoon with Lewis. It's like, do you give permission to record? I'm like, yes, I guess I do. Okay, here we go. Marco, quit picking your nose.
What? Okay.
It was an episode of Seinfeld. That was a pick. Okay.
It was not a pick.
It was a scratch.
Definitely a pick. That was not a scratch.
That was not a pick. I want to see the video replay on that one.
Okay, we've gone way off the rails. Thanks, Marco. Interior, Stone Mountain Coal Company office, day. Whistling softly, Cameron lays a stack of paperwork on his desk. He takes a silver picture frame from the stack and carefully places it on top of the liquor cabinet. Cameron, Francis, and Jack rigidly pose beside one another in a formal family portrait. No one smiles. Interior, Matewan Missionary Baptist Church, later. Walter and Charlie smile brightly on their front porch in a picture that stands on a table amongst multiple flower arrangements. Walter rests in his casket perched before the pulpit. Townspeople in funeral attire pack the pews. Charlie sits between Bill and Ray in the front row. William C., Margie, and Ma beside them. Reverend Wilburn steps to the pulpit and opens his Bible.
Ezekiel 25:17 tells us, the path of the righteous man is beset on all sides by the inequities of the selfish and the tyranny of evil men. Blessed is he who in the name of charity and goodwill shepherds the weak through the valley of darkness, for he is truly his brother's keeper and the finder of lost children. It is with a heavy heart that I stand before you today. Say goodbye to Walter Eugene Kelly, a father, a miner, a man who was truly his brother's keeper. Walter shepherded many of us through this valley of darkness. I know I leaned on him many a time. It was impossible to have a conversation with him without smiling or laughing. You're going to feel better by the time he left, stronger, whole. But I want to remind y'all that Ezekiel also tells us, I will strike down upon thee with great vengeance and furious anger those who attempt to poison and destroy my brothers. And you will know my name is the Lord when I lay my vengeance upon thee. We all know Walt didn't have to die. He fell victim to the inequities of the selfish and the tyranny of one evil man. We all know this. His day will come. Have faith in the Lord. His day will come. Bill Blizzard was one of Walt's closest friends. Come on up here, Bill, and say a few words.
Wilbur stands aside and Bill takes the pulpit. He looks out over the crowd, then to Walter before him.
Walter wasn't just a friend. He was a family.
He smiles at Charlie. Ray pats a hand on her knee.
Y'all always will be.
He sighs.
After I lost my pa, I was just a scared 10-year-old down in the mine, alone, struggling to find my way. There were a few assholes.
The townspeople laugh.
Excuse me. I should say bastards. These bastards kept lighting my ass on fire with their headlamps. Every damn day, I would come home with singed overalls.
And every damn day I had to patch them. You were wearing more patches than overalls.
Everyone laughs.
Well,
like that.
This one day, I couldn't get the fire out. These boys just stood there laughing. Then I heard a yelling from down the mine, and this lanky older guy was barreling down on us. He threw his water tin at me, almost hit me in the damn head. And he grabbed those boys all at once and cornered them. He threatened them to where they were in tears. One of them damn near pissed his pants.
He laughs.
Once they ran away, he gave me that Walter smile we all know. And after that day, I always had somebody watching my back. I had someone to guide me, protect me, and I had a brother.
Takes a deep breath.
I miss you all. Nothing will ever be the same.
As Bill steps down, Wilburn takes the pulpit.
Thank you for that, Bill. Walter could choose to mass when occasion called for it. The Lord's wrath is one thing. Walter's wrath was something else entirely.
Everyone laughs.
But Walter's love was vast too. And we all know he loved no one better than his Charles, his pride and joy, his Charles. Now, if you want, Charlie, you can say a few words about your Paul.
Charlie doesn't move. Just as Wilburn is about to begin speaking again, she stands. He smiles as he yields the pulpit to her.
You all for coming. It would have been a lot to him.
She searches the crowd. Jack is not there. Tears fill her eyes.
I'm not as good a speaker as Bill, so I'll keep this short.
She takes a deep breath.
It was only ever me and Paul growing up. He raised me all by himself. But I never felt like I was missing out on anything. He worked hard to make sure that I had everything I needed. If I tore up a pair of pants, he wouldn't come home until he made sure that I had a new one, or at least a lightly used pair. He didn't always understand this little girl he had on his hands, and I knew it, but he always tried, and that's what matters. If he couldn't find the right thing to say, he was just there, and that was always enough. My Pa was and will always be the best person I've ever known. I can't imagine I'll ever meet anyone better.
She takes her place beside the coffin.
On a day like today, it's especially helpful to remember the words of 2 Samuel 22:29. Lord, you are my lamp. You bring light into my darkness.
Montage, burial. These are a series of shots here. Bill, Stefano, Joe, Big Ben, Sid, and Testament carry the coffin down the aisle. Charlie, Ray, Ma, and the children behind them. Charlie spreads the first shovelful of dirt onto the casket. Bill and Ray stand behind her. Purcell, Hennings, and Ted watch the graveside service from a distance. The burial having ended, Charlie sits alone beside the temporary marker. She puts a few flowers in a Vienna sausage can and sets it at the head of the grave. End montage. Back to scene. Exterior, Blizzard House. Later. Ray herds William C. and Margie in the door. Ma touches Bill's arm. They step off the porch into the yard.
Where was your boy, Illinois?
I ain't seen him.
Uh-huh.
No, Ma.
I ain't saying nothing I can't prove.
Out with it.
Anna and Rose said Jenny told him Hamilton has a new man, a young man. And there's only one new young man that I know in town.
Bill cuts his eyes toward the house.
That all they said?
Said his name is Bryce.
Okay. Keep this to yourself for now. You hear me?
God damn that boy.
We'll take care of it.
You know, Charlie has enough to deal with.
That's why I'm keeping it quiet.
Well, if you find him, you let me at him. I'll teach him a thing or two about fucking with coal miners.
Exterior, Jack's house. Later. Brow furrowed, Charlie bangs on Jack's door. No answer. She peeks through a window into the still and empty house. She storms off the porch and leaves. Interior, Hamilton house, same. Jack lies on his bed, staring at the ceiling. He takes a deep breath and sits up. He peers around the room. His eyes land on a tall bookshelf. He heads to it and searches until he finds L'Ariane Margot by Alexander Dumas. He holds it close for a moment, then sits back on the bed and opens the book. Interior, Doc Maratti's office. Later, Doc Maratti absently organizes medicines on a shelf. He looks like shit on a Triscuit and at least a little drunk. He doesn't look up when Testament enters.
Doc,
He continues shuffling bottles.
we missed you at the funeral.
Why do I want to see a man? There's nothing I can do for him.
Never stopped you before.
Too much death and sickness in my life.
Testament sits beside him.
Don't worry about it, Doc. Listen, we need to talk.
I seem to be popular the last couple of days.
Bill came to see me.
I will not have these men question my abilities to do my job.
Doc, I'm mayor. It's my job to look out for the health and well-being of these people. You need to talk to me. What happened to Walter?
You heard. Heart attack.
You didn't get his body here from Charleston yesterday, unless you had an airplane that I don't know about.
Doc looks away.
And it smells like you've been drinking for at least 2 days.
Doc doesn't respond.
I could open a more formal investigation, but I'd rather just talk it out with you.
What would you investigate? Walter's in the ground.
I can talk to the magistrate Berenger.
Cable? No judge is going to give you an exhumation order when the company don't want it.
Testament nods.
We buried him quick, just like Hamilton wanted. And the whole matter got buried with him.
So there was something funny about his death.
I missed it, Cable. Okay, I missed it. He probably had a broken rib, punctured his heart when I was taking him to Charleston. Died on the side of the goddamn road.
And Hamilton is afraid that this makes the company liable, so he buried it.
It doesn't matter anyway. It was a 50-50 at best that he would survive the surgery. And if he would have lived, what good is a legless coal miner? He wouldn't have made it until the end of the year.
Doesn't Charlie deserve the truth?
To what end, Cable? Hamilton paid for everything, and I heard he promised to take care of her. The truth won't bring her father back.
Lying doesn't appear to be doing you any good.
Cost of working for Stone Mountain Coal Company. They kill your soul sooner or later.
With a sad wag of his head, Testament stands to leave.
Getting it off my chest helps a little, but listen to me, Cable. If a word of what I said leaves this office, I'll call you a liar. The company will come back to me. The company will back me, so you'll never get Walter's body. Without it, you'll never prove anything. Best to let this lie.
Testament leaves without speaking. Exterior, tent city later. The women of the Home Demonstration Club finished constructing the first section of a tent city on the outskirts of town. Alma knits with black yarn, working on their earlier project. Ray observes the camp progress, then steps to Alma's side. Alma glances up.
Think we're ready? We're closed. Our food supply lacking, and who knows how long the strike will go on. Hamilton is stubborn.
So are we.
You know it. We'll stay out here as long as we have to. We're not backing down until they meet our damn demands. We just have to be ready for however long it takes.
This looking like it should.
Looks good. Make sure to give yourself enough room to see.
When do you mean to have it finished?
The sooner the better.
Interior, Stone Mountain Coal Company office, day. Charlie, still in her funeral clothes, crashes through the office door. Jenny springs from her desk. Charlie! Charlie freezes. Purcell, Hennings, and Ted lounge around the reception room. Purcell closes the door.
Ma'am?
Jenny eyes Charlie sadly. He's waiting for you. Interior, Cameron's office, continuous. Cameron shuffles through paperwork at his desk. Jenny escorts Charlie in. Cameron leans back in his chair and dismisses Jenny with a small wave of his hand. She exits and closes the door behind her. Charlie marches to his desk.
Act in trouble?
None whatsoever. Thought we'd see you today. Did all go well at the funeral?
It's over.
To what do you refer?
This sick thing of yours. It's over. Paul's gone, and I'm not doing it anymore.
Shame. Well, it's going to miss you at the store. You'll be difficult to replace, but we'll manage.
You know what I mean.
I do. I'm just laying out the terms of your dismissal.
Charlie deflates a little.
The detectives will remove you from my house. I believe I can give them a few pointers.
You can't threaten me.
Dear, you know I don't waste time on idle threats. Do you think Bill Blizzard or Sid Hatfield can protect you?
He laughs.
Charlotte, they are done for. I know all about their union vote. I know about Fred Mooney and Mark Parson. Soon enough, we'll arrest a lot of them.
Shaken, Charlie tries to hold on to her resolve.
Or maybe you think there's another knight in shining armor for you.
He stands and slowly strides to the liquor cabinet.
You look like you could use a drink.
I don't want your liquor.
Suit yourself.
He pours a drink.
You haven't remarked on my new office decoration.
He lifts the silver picture frame from the liquor cabinet, places it on the desk in front of Charlie, and takes his seat.
I thought it was time to brighten the office a little, so I brought that from my home today.
Takes a long sip of his drink.
Don't you think family pictures livens any setting?
Charlie stares at the picture, frozen.
That one's probably my favorite.
Jack,
His name is Bryce.
Well, all righty there. That's the way to put some emphasis on it there, Marco. Almost against her will.
Demon.
Almost against her will, Charlie takes up the picture.
he's Hamilton?
Yes, Charlotte. He's my son.
She drops the picture face down on the desk and collapses in a chair.
I have people everywhere, but I needed someone in with your minors. He was glad to do it. In fact, he did parts of the job with pleasure.
It was all a lie.
That's such a harsh word. He's from Illinois. I suppose it's what happens when you have the deal with. Okay, I need
Prevaricating.
help on that one.
Prevaricating.
Prevaricating. Okay, let's try that again. Prevaricating. Wow, now I learned something new. I suppose it what happens when you have to deal with prevaricating communists.
Close enough.
They sneak around, which forces me to sneak around.
Charlie struggles to control her emotions.
If it helps, he developed feelings. I had to pull him out. It's for the best. He can go to medical school now.
You both used me.
He knows nothing about us, but rest assured, he will if you end our arrangement. Maybe we can share some father-son memories.
He stands. Charlie slumps in the chair.
You have nowhere to go and no one to protect you. What will all those miners think when they hear you were screwing the owner's son, who was spying on them? Some of them are bound to think you helped them.
He pours another drink and sets it on the desk in front of her.
I own this town and everyone in it. Make your choice. You can keep living a decent life in this shithole, or you can walk out the door and the men will take you from here.
Charlie keeps her seat.
Smart girl.
He smiles.
Now get on your knees.
He kills the last of his drink.
And not like you mean it. Nothing worse than a whore that's not into her work.
Interior, Matewan Mayor's office, sane. Sid, Fred, Mac, Joe, Big Ben, and Stefano cluster around Testament at his desk. Bill enters, still in his funeral attire.
Well, what'd you find out?
You were right. Doc thinks Walter died from one of his injuries, not a heart attack.
Fucking sons of bitches.
He kicks over a chair.
Sons of bitches!
Let's go get Hamilton. Make him pay. Hold on. Doc won't side with us. He'll back the company if we make any allegations. Fuck Doc. Make him pay too.
Calm down there, Sparky. Shut up and listen to our mayor.
There's no use going after the company on this. Even if we dug up Walter's body and did an autopsy ourselves, which I'm fairly certain none of us know how to do, they'd find a way to call it bullshit.
How do we get him justice?
Keep doing what we're planning on doing.
That's right. And demand some say in hiring our doctors.
See, Chopetto!
The men nod in agreement. Sid smiles.
Everyone got ammo?
Exterior, Stone Mountain Coal Company office. Later, Charlie exits the office. She runs to a nearby alley and vomits. She leans against the building for support. She throws her head back and tries to control her breathing. Finally, when she catches her breath, she screams. She wipes her mouth and quickly heads down the alley. Exterior, Matewan Main Street, continuous. Charlie's walk turns into a sprint as she races through town. Interior, Blizzard House, moments later. Ray packs a worn out suitcase on her bed. Off screen, the front door slams open. Footsteps quickly enter.
Bill? Ray?
Living room, Charlie tries to catch her breath by the fireplace. Ray enters.
Charlie, sweetie, what's wrong?
Charlie falls into her arms and breaks down.
Oh, sweetie.
Ray lowers her onto the couch and holds her.
I can't do it anymore.
I know it hurts right now. I promise it'll get better with time.
Ray, you don't understand. It's never going to get better. I'm fucked. We're all fucked.
Well, what is it? What happened?
Charlie shakes her head no. Ray raises her face to look at her.
What's going on, Charlie? You can tell me.
Cameron knows about the union.
How do you know that?
He told me. He said he was going to arrest Bill, Sid, and the union men. I came here to warn Bill. Where is he? He needs to know.
So slow down. When did Hamilton say this to you?
Just now, I came straight here.
Why would he tell you?
I tried to get out of an arrangement with him. He told me no one can protect me.
Arrangement? What arrangement? What does he mean protect you from who?
From him.
Charlie starts crying.
He told me he would take care of Paul's medical bills, rent, everything if I agreed. I tried to break it off today after the funeral, but there's no ending it, right? He owns me just like everything else in this town.
What was he making you do?
Charlie puts her head in her hands. Ray holds her close. Ray pulls back and looks at her.
It's gonna be okay. He won't touch you again. As long as I'm alive, I promise.
Charlie nods.
I'm going to go get Bill. I'll be right back.
Ray pulls a blanket around Charlie's shoulders, then exits. Exterior, Blizzard House, continuous. Ray walks quickly toward town, fury in her eyes. Interior, Matewan Mayor's office, later. Sid shows Fred and Mac how to reload a revolver. The other men talk around Testerman's desk. Ray busts through the door. The men stop what they're doing.
Is everything okay?
No, I need you to come home with me right now.
We're in a meeting. Can you wait for?
Ray cuts him off with a look.
We'll manage. Bill, you're needed.
Bill and Ray exit. Exterior, Matewan Main Street, continuous. Bill follows Ray quickly.
Are the children?
They're okay. It's Charlie.
Alma passes across the street.
Go home. Be right behind you.
Ray crosses to Alma.
Hope your project is ready.
Alma pulls a black mask out of her purse.
Finished.
Good. We need them. Let the other ladies know to meet at the church at dusk. Tell everyone to bring their mask.
Interior, Blizzard House, later. Bill sits with Charlie on the couch. Ray enters. Bill, did we lose you?
No, I said the line. Did you not hear me?
No.
How do y'all know all this?
Don't worry about that now.
No one's getting arrested, Charlie. Not on City Hatfield's watch.
Bill joins Ray.
I'll spread the word. Start the strike before Hamilton has a chance to do anything.
Ray nods. Charlie stares into the blazing fireplace.
Got the ladies ready for tonight. We'll raid the store as soon as it gets dark.
Bill throws on his jacket.
How will we get in? Can Will help?
He's afraid of Hamilton. And I don't want to ask him. That would put him in a bad spot.
You can break in. Get in through a window?
I can let you in.
Ray and Bill turn to her. She stares into the fire.
We don't want to put anything else on you.
I want to. Let me help.
Hamilton will know it was you.
Charlie stands.
I want him to.
Appreciate your spunk, but you got enough to deal with. We'll figure it out.
No, Bill, I'm doing this. It's like you keep telling the men. It's time to show the fucking bastard that we won't be treated like dogs.
Maria, I think you ought to hang back until you feel better.
You can't stop me. No one can.
Ray looks at Bill, then nods to Charlie.
Guess that's settled.
Oh,
They all hug.
you haven't seen Jack anywhere, have you?
No.
Well, we're keeping an eye out for him. Holler as soon as you see him.
Charlie frowns.
We want to warn him about all this.
Charlie slowly nods and turns back to the fireplace. Bill nods for Ray to join him on the front porch. Exterior, Blizzard House, continuous. Ray shuts the door behind them.
Jack isn't who he says he is.
What do you mean?
He's a rat for the company.
Ray's mouth falls open.
I went to his place last night. It looked abandoned, and a stack of letters on his table were dressed up Bryce Jackson Hamilton.
Hamilton. Jesus.
Not only that,
Bill hands her his letter from Keeney.
he had this. He must have took it out of my jacket.
I can't believe it.
You think she knows?
I don't think so. She didn't mention anything like that to me.
Let's keep it that way for now. She's already got a lot to deal with.
You have no idea.
Interior, Blizzard House, continuous. Charlie stares blankly into the fireplace, flames dancing across her pupils. She exits. Interior, Stone Mountain Coal Company office, later. Purcell, Hennies, and Ted stand before Cameron's desk.
They're done for the day. You may lay low. Stay out of sight.
Got it, boss.
Meet Albert and Lee at the depot tomorrow. First train, follow their orders.
Always.
Squash this union shit by sundown.
Interior, Matewan Mayor's office, later. The men, all of them armed, paint a large sign. Bill enters and stops in the doorway.
Well, it's time. Let's go tell the men to drop their picks.
The men holler in excitement. Exterior, Matewan Cemetery, later. Charlie stands over Walter's grave alone. The flowers in the Vienna sausage can flutter in the breeze.
You didn't raise me to lay down and die, Paul. I'll find a way out of this. I promise.
Across the tombstones, the lone black horse waits. The dust-stained miner's boots sway in the stirrups. Charlie takes a few slow steps toward it. It watches her. As she draws closer, it turns and lopes away. Exterior, Hamilton House, later. Jack sits on a bench in the garden, reading Lauriane Margot. A rustle nearby draws his attention to Jacob O'Neill, 50s, who digs in a flower bed. Jack sets aside his book and approaches.
Won't help.
O'Neill continues working.
Mr. Hamilton, no, sir. I can manage. Enjoy your afternoon.
Jack watches for a moment, then picks up a nearby spade and joins.
I'm tired of being useless.
Maybe we should try.
Jacob just got really slow. Jack laughs. Jacob watches him work.
You're good with that.
I've had practice.
Never knew medicine required shoveling.
It don't. I've been coal mining down in Matewan for the past few weeks.
Then you most certainly had practice.
He sizes up Jack.
What in the world landed a Hamilton underground?
A relentless father.
Could always be worse.
Hard to imagine how.
You could be without the name Hamilton. Then, like everyone else in town, you'd be without any alternative. No way of getting out. Past, present, and future of coal mining.
Jack nods.
Or at least you, Mr. Hamilton. At least you, Mr. Hamilton, have the option to go and do whatever it is you desire, like New York and medical school.
How do you know I want to go to New York?
Mrs. Hamilton told me. She talks about you a lot.
Does she?
Jacob smiles and shoots a quick look up at a second-story window. Jack follows his gaze. Frances watches them, smiling. She steps out of sight.
Your mother is a wonderful woman.
She is.
Anything you enjoyed about it? Coal mining.
Jack considers this for a moment.
Company.
Jacob nods.
What if I decided to change my course?
For the company.
Jack nods.
Well, Mr. Hamilton, I'd say that's what life is all about. Hard work and good company.
And maybe good liquor.
Jacob laughs. He looks over the flower bed.
I appreciate the help, Mr. Hamilton. I can take it from here.
Jack nods and sticks a spade in the ground.
It was nice meeting you, Mr.
O'Neill.
O'Neill pulls off his glove and extends a hand.
Call me Jacob. It was nice meeting you too, Mr. Hamilton.
Jack cleans his hand on his red bandana and shakes hands. Jacob notices the healing wound on the back of Jack's hand.
Looks like it marked you.
It's Jack, and yeah, it did. Left some marks you can't see, too.
He begins to leave, then turns back around.
If I leave, will you watch after my mother?
We've been watching over each other.
Good to know. Keep at it.
As Jack walks away, he notices the dried blood from his mining accident on the bandana. Small smile crosses his lips. He ties the bandana to a belt loop and continues on. Interior, Kelly house, same. Charlie enters her bedroom. She takes her gun belt from the bookshelf and straps it around her waist. The Bad Child's Book of Beast lies on the bookshelf beside the Count of Monte Cristo. She takes the Bad Child's Book of Beast and exits, leaving the Count of Monte Cristo behind. Interior, Stone Mountain Coal Company office, later. Jeannie shows lively into Cameron's office and closes the door.
It goes down tomorrow. Baldwin Phelps on the first train.
Lee and Albert,
Leading the contingent.
you know I'll have to steer clear.
Absolutely. As far as anyone knows, you've never met.
I'll keep my eyes and ears open. Keep you posted on anything useful.
Watch for Blizzard and Hatfield. We want to grab them and those Union bastards quickly. Get them off the streets.
Good call.
How well do you know the doctor?
Doc Marotti? Well enough, I suppose. He comes in about as often as anybody.
Convince him to get out of town. Don't make a big deal of it. Just plant the bug in his ear when you get a chance.
Why do you want to get rid of the doc?
Can't trust him anymore. Best if he practices somewhere else.
Interior, Matewan Missionary Baptist Church, later. Ray and Charlie stand in front of the women of the Home Demonstration Club. Everyone dressed in dark colors.
Charlie will let us in. Take whatever you can carry. We'll need all the supplies we can get. Jesse, ask Cable to get Will away from the store tonight.
Got it.
Ray distributes gunny sacks.
Use these. We can grab more. After, head straight to the tent city. We don't want to be caught with this stuff at our homes if those Baldwin Phelps guns thugs roll in. Trust me.
The women nod.
Make sure your masks are on at all times. Last thing we want is Hamilton knowing the families that participated in this.
Ray hands a mask to Charlie.
And I have an extra for you.
No, thanks. I'm not hiding.
Ray keeps the mask. She nods at Charlie's pistol.
Sure you need that.
It's better to have it and not need it than the other way around.
You know what they say, a man with a gun tends to use it.
Good thing I'm a woman.
They turn back to the others.
All right, let's go.
Charlie exits the church, followed by a few other women. Ray pulls May, Jesse, Betsy, and Alma aside.
There's one other thing we're going to do.
Ray puts on her black mask, her eyes shining through the holes. Exterior, make one mind, same. Bill, Sid, Big Ben, Joe, and Stefano wait outside. The whistle blows. Interior, make one mind, continuous. The whistle sounds through the mine. Miners stop their work. Picks and shovels fall to the ground. They make their way out. Exterior, make one mind, continuous. Slowly, miners emerge and join Bill's group in the growing dusk. Bill nods. Stefano slams a sign into the ground outside the main mine entrance. It reads, Matewan coal miners on strike. No work until the Stone Mountain Coal Company recognizes us as members of the United Mine Workers of America. Every miner joins the gathering. Their cheers and applause echo through the mountains. Exterior, Matewan Mayor's office, same. Jesse and Testerman exit. Testerman locks the door.
Where should I take him?
As far from the store as possible.
They head down Main Street.
I don't enjoy lying to him.
You know he wouldn't be on board. This takes him out of it. You're doing him a favor, really.
Testerman stops and sighs.
Okay, just don't let anyone see you tonight. We can't have word getting around that the mayor's wife is running amok and raiding the company store.
Running amok is what I do best.
Exterior, company store later. Charlie sneaks up to the front door, dingbat by her side. She quickly checks the street, then unlocks the door. She lets out a loud whistle and enters. She leaves the door open, her keys dangling in the lock. The ladies of the Home Demonstration Club emerge from an alley dressed in all black with black masks. They sneak in the store. Interior, company store continuous. Ray, Jesse, Alma, Ma, Rose, and Anna gather in a circle. Charlie stands watch at a window. Betsy runs in, out of breath. She tries to adjust her lopsided and too small mask. Only one of her eyes aligns with an eye hole. Oh, an eye slot, excuse me.
Well, damn, my sense of direction is completely off in this fucking thing. I was going around in circles back there. Just ain't fitting right or something.
She pulls it off.
Do I really need it? I mean, is it really necessary?
Sorry, oh my God. As long as you want your involvement unknown to the company, it is. You never know who's watching. Rats live in the darkness.
Charlie tenses.
I can't read a store in a mask like this. You should have knitted it better. Anybody bring an extra or a scarf or a big hat or something?
Women wag their heads. You think someone here has a big hat? This is a raid.
I have an extra sack.
Well, that might work. Could you cut me an eye hole or two?
We don't have time for this, Bets.
Are there scissors here, Charlie?
Charlie shakes her head no. What if we found something sharp and poked holes through it?
I don't think that would look too good. Oh, dear Lord.
Who cares what you look like? We're all wearing masks, Betsy.
Me, I care. I only want good memories from tonight. And if I look ridiculous, it won't be too fond of this night, will I? I'll look back and think how dumb I looked or how stupid I felt. And I don't want to look dumb or feel stupid. Too late.
We need to get moving.
Listen to Ray, just wear the mask.
But
okay, focus. Get whatever you can carry. Hurry.
Women shove items into their sacks quickly.
Remember what's most important. Get all the food and blankets.
Ray joins the madness, shoving items into her sack. Charlie watches the sealed street, expressionless, as the women wreck the store behind her. Exterior, Tent City, same. Bill, Joe, Stefano, Big Ben, Fred, and Mac sit around a campfire laughing and chatting, their children around them. In the glow of the fire, Bill writes in his journal. Margie is asleep on his lap. Richard shows William C. how to yo-yo. Bill checks his pocket watch and glances in the direction of town. Interior company store later. The shelves almost completely cleared. The women throw packed sacks over their shoulders.
Rose and Anna, go ahead and go down to camp. Let them know we'll be there soon with the rest of the haul.
They exit. Ray turns to Ma, Betsy, Jesse, and Alma.
Everyone ready?
They nod and exit. Ray turns to Charlie.
Thank you.
Not my first time stealing an item or two.
And don't worry about Hamilton. He won't come near you ever again.
No, you won't.
They hug.
See you at camp.
Ray exits. Charlie watches her go. She gets her shotgun and shells and exits quickly, leaving the door open, her keys still hanging from the lock. Exterior, Tent City, same. Bill writes, A commotion grabs his attention. They're back. Bill shuts his journal. Anna and Rose drop their bags. Bill approaches.
Where's Ray and the others?
She said they'd be right behind us. Exterior, Stone Mountain Coal Company office, same. Ma, Alma, Jesse, and Betsy face the company office at the end of the street. Ray approaches from behind, carrying a gasoline can, a gunny sack slung over his shoulder.
Let's dance.
Series of shots, burning the office. Ray gives each woman a Molotov cocktail from the sack. She then pours gas over the walls of the office building. The women smash windows. Ray throws the empty gas can inside. Surreptitiously, Ma produces 2 sticks of dynamite from her dress and tosses them in. Ray strikes a match and lights her cocktail. The women light theirs from Ray's. They each take a shattered window.
Now.
They toss their firebombs into the windows. The building instantly bursts into flames. Then after a bit, we'll show a shot of that Hamilton family portrait burning. End of series. Back to scene. Exterior, Stone Mountain Coal Company office, night. The women proudly watch the building burn.
Done it now.
Had to be done. There's no going back.
They all nod and stand in silence.
Dynamite's supposed to explode.
Ray gives her a sideways glance.
It's supposed to. Why?
Ma
I
looks
thought it would've-
disappointed at the fire.
Thought it would have happened by now.
Ray's eyes widen.
Everyone get down.
The women dive for cover just as the building explodes, debris raining down around them. Exterior, Tent City, continuous. Bill spots the fire in the distance. Stefano, Joe, and Big Ben share worried looks. Bill starts walking toward town. He looks back at Richard.
Hey, watch my kids, will you?
He takes off running. Exterior, Make Wine Restaurant, continuous. Lively watches the office burn through a window. Exterior, Hillside, continuous. Charlie disinterestedly notes the fire. She loads her shotgun and disappears into the forest with Dingbat. Exterior, Stone Mountain Coal Company office, same. Burning rubble litters the street. Ma bounces up and whistles.
God damn, that's more like it.
Sid rounds the corner.
Everyone all right?
Right as rain.
Sid grabs Jesse's hand.
Are you okay?
Never better. How did you know it was me?
Oh, I'd recognize that ass anywhere.
Whitney wrote that line. He admires the destruction.
And how did this happen?
A mishap?
An accident. It exploded.
Yep. Unfortunate, ain't it?
Bill runs up behind them and stops dead in his tracks. He looks back and forth between the fire and Ray.
Everyone's okay.
This wasn't part of the plan.
I made a last minute addition and I can't tell you why, but I wanted to send a message to Hamilton.
Well, he'll hear this loud and clear.
Well, that's for damn sure.
Fuck Cameron Hamilton.
The women cheer. Bill squints at Ma in her mask.
Ma?
Son.
Let's get back to camp. We don't need anybody seeing us.
Bill takes the sack off Ray's shoulder. They lead the group as they run off. Sid and Jesse jog a few steps behind everyone else. Sid looks her up and down.
Nice mask.
I knew you like it.
Mysterious. Keep it for later?
Is that the only thing you have on your mind right now?
Of course not. But it's the main thought.
Jesse slaps him on the arm. They catch up with the others. Exterior, Make Wine restaurant continuous. The group runs past the restaurant and out of sight. Lively watches through the window, then heads out the front door. He takes one look at the burning office, then heads straight to the company store. Exterior, company store continuous. Lively stops at the open door and examines the keys left in the lock. He heads in. Interior, company store continuous. He takes in the state of the store, heads for the wall phone, and takes up the earpiece.
Cameron Hamilton's house.
Interior, Hamilton house. Later, Jack and Frances walk slowly down a hallway.
Can't stay here anymore.
She takes his hand.
I understand. I'll talk to him tonight. Not that he listens to me.
He's always carrying on about his word. So I'm asking. Live up to his word. I did what he asked.
He'll pay for your school, dear. Then he'll ask you for something else at some point. He always does.
They pass the closed door to Cameron's study.
It's always a transaction with your father.
God damn it! Off screen, inside the study, a fist bangs down. Interior, Cameron's study, continuous. At his desk, Cameron fumes.
The girl from the store let them in.
How do you know?
Left her keys in the door.
Could have been Will.
Unlikely. Felt like someone was trying to send you a message.
She wants a war she'll get.
He slams down the receiver and yanks it up again.
Logan County Sheriff's Office.
As he waits, Cameron breathes deeply and recomposes himself. Interior, Logan County Sheriff's Office, continuous. The deputy answers the ringing phone on the front desk. Logan County Sheriff. Yeah, hold on. He turns over his shoulder. Hamilton, boss, excuse me. Chapin emerges from his office and takes the phone.
We're getting reports.
Interior, Cameron's study, continuous.
Cleared out the store and burned down the company office.
Intercut phone conversation.
I hear they blew it up.
Cameron can't help but chuckle.
I'll give them credit for grit and flair.
Marching orders? I can round up 100 men and have them made one within a couple hours. To hell with jurisdiction. You call the governor, you could probably get a state of emergency or something.
No. Let's keep our response measured. We have the men coming in. Call Lee and Albert. Tell them to arrest Blizzard, Hartfield, and those organizers first. Secure them before we do anything else.
Got it. Then?
Set the town alight. And then we'll leave those men swinging from trees. We're going to teach every coal miner in this state a goddamn lesson.
I'll call him right now.
Interior, Hamilton House, continuous. Jack and Francis listen outside the study.
Oh, and tell them to grab that little whore from the store. I think I'll keep her around as a pet.
Jack lunges for the door. Francis grabs him.
That won't do any good.
Can't let him go through with this.
Barging in there now won't stop him. I don't know what he would do to you.
Jack wrenches free of her grip and spins away.
Go. I know you took the car last night. Get Tomato one.
But if he finds out.
They'll never be free of him, Bryce. She'll never be free of him. You have to warn them.
Jack hesitates. Off screen, footsteps inside the study move toward the door.
He's coming. Go.
He kisses her quickly and runs off. Francis throws open the study doors.
Is everything okay, dear?
Cameron marches past her.
Nothing to worry yourself about. Where's Bryce?
She touches his forearm.
You're tense.
I simply can't count on that boy.
Come on. Let me fix you a drink. He'll turn up.
He damn well better. You're right. I could use a stiff one.
She leads him back into the study. Exterior, Hamilton House, continuous. Jack tears down the driveway in one of the cars. Exterior, Tent City, same. Everyone celebrates as Sid, Bill, and the women arrive at camp. Anna and Rose pass around liquor bottles. Everyone sits, stands, or dances around the fire. Max strums on a guitar. Sid pops in a cigarette and pulls Jesse onto his lap. He searches the crowd.
Where's Testerman?
He's occupied.
Sid nods.
I'll meet him at the house in a bit.
Interior, Testerman House, same. Will and Testerman lounge on the living room couch with wine and cheese. So you're going to be parents. They clink glasses.
It's what we've wanted.
You hoping for a boy or a girl?
Healthy's all that matters.
You'll be a good father, Cobble.
You'll be a good uncle, Will.
How's this child going to turn out with 3 men circling around his entire life?
I'd worry more about Jessie keeping us all in line. She'll have her hands full.
Poor thing. Testerman leans in and they kiss. Exterior, Tent City, later. Alma joins Big Ben and Ben Jr. outside their tent. Ben Jr. smiles at her, then returns to drawing in his notebook.
Back safe and sound.
He kisses her softly and takes her hand.
Hope our house will be okay.
I hear you. We just have to have some faith.
Everything we got is in that house.
Not everything.
Stefano sits on a log beside his wife. His toddler bounces on his knee. Bill catches Stefano's eye and shoots him a thumbs up. Stefano replies with a thumbs up and a smile. Fred and Mac join Bill on his log. They sit in silence for a moment. Bill watches the flames of the fire.
You know the company will hit back even harder now, right?
ready for anything.
Any idea who blew it up? Bill's eyes remain on the fire.
What's done is done. Just be prepared. Hell's coming.
Bill finally looks up.
Coming? Shit. Hell got here a long time ago, and we're just finally giving them a taste. They better get ready for us. We're an angry army of coal miners. Lord knows what we'll do.
Max shoots Fred a concerned look.
Hope you know what you're doing, Bill.
Union came in to help miners live a better life, not set the town ablaze. Fred and Mac walk away. Ray exits the tent and takes a seat beside Bill.
You're finally asleep.
Sure, it's pretty frightening to them.
Hopefully they'll remember all this when they go on a family camping trip. When they get older, they'll understand.
What if it scars them, Ray? I don't want them to be scared the rest of their lives. What if I'm only hurting our family with all this?
Ray grabs his hand.
In time, they'll understand. Think about how proud they're going to be with their pa. Hell, they already think the world of you.
I don't want to let them down. Or you. I don't want to let anyone down.
You won't. There's a reason you're our leader.
Bill smiles and kisses her hand.
Think about how proud William and Margie will be when they see how courageous their ma is.
Hey, all I did was start the fire.
Indeed.
Bill watches his friends and family sitting around the fire. Ma sleeps sitting up. Joe offers Ben Jr. a drink. Alma slaps his hand away. Stefano leans in and kisses his wife.
I hope this works.
It will.
Ben Jr. continues drawing in his notebook. He looks up at Alma.
Mama, want to see my picture?
Of course, baby.
Ben Jr. turns his notebook to show them his artful portrait of Big Ben and Alma with a newborn baby in her arms.
Got talent, son.
Alma nods at the drawing.
Where are you?
I don't think I could draw myself. I'd get it all wrong.
To add you in, I'll make a decent stick figure.
Ben Jr. laughs.
No, that's not okay.
I like to think you got this from me, but we all know that ain't true.
A gift from God.
How long do we have to stay here, Mama?
Alma eyes Ray across the fire.
As long as we have to, baby.
Ray watches Alma for a moment, then searches the crowd.
Where's Charlie?
I haven't seen her.
I saw her last at the store. She should be here with us. She shouldn't be alone.
Bill finds Sid.
Chief, you haven't seen Charlie around, have you?
Nope. She okay?
Not sure. We hope so.
I need to make a round anyway. I'll look.
Thank you, Sid.
She's in town. I'll find her.
He pops in a cigarette and strides off. William C. and Margie pop out of their tent, rubbing their eyes. Mama?
Oh no, what's wrong?
Can't sleep. Bill opens his arms.
Come here.
He scoops them up, one on each knee, and rocks them. Sing?
Want me to sing? Or
We
what
gotta
do you
fig-
want me to sing?
Yeah, we got to figure out what. We will insert that there.
Here.
Improv.
Ray sings the classic West Virginia coal mining song that started the series. The others go silent. After the first verse, Alma joins in on the chorus. Ma wakes up and sings. All the women join. Slowly, the men do too. Bill joins last. The song carries through the night. The song ends. William C. and Margie sleep in their father's arms. Exterior, Stone Mountain Coal Company office later. Jack rolls past the smoldering wreckage of the office. Men search through the rubble, looking for hidden flames. Interior, Tent City, same. Bill and Ray tuck the children under blankets in the tent. Exterior, Tent City, continuous. Bill and Ray exit the tent. Sid heads back into camp. Fred and Mac wander over.
Couldn't find her anywhere.
Don't think she got hurt in the explosion, do you?
There was no one around. We looked.
Think Hamilton could have gotten her?
Oh God.
How?
Those detectives.
I haven't seen those bastards since they've been skulking around the graveyard.
We have to find her. No.
I'll keep looking. You boys come with me.
Let's go.
Need to stretch my legs anyway.
I'm going too.
You better keep an eye on this camp. Feels like things are moving fast.
Stay here with Ray and the kids. We got Charlie. Y'all stay on the lookout.
You women got any more dynamite?
Trust me. This camp is the last place Cameron Hamilton wants to fuck with.
Exterior, Kelly house, later. Jack gets to Charlie's darkened house, tears up the steps and bangs on the front door.
Charlie,
Without waiting, he throws open the door in the empty living room.
Charlie.
No answer. Bedroom. Jack flies into the empty room. His eyes light on the Count of Monte Cristo sitting alone on the shelf. He sprints out. Exterior, Matewan, sane. Sid, Fred, and Mac march through the town, looking more concerned with each passing moment. Where do you think those Peckerwoods are?
Hiding out. Makes me nervous.
You think they got her?
I wouldn't put it past Hamilton.
Use her as leverage?
Something like that. Let's swing by the jail. I haven't checked there yet.
Exterior, hillside, later. Jack stops at the foot of Charlie's hill, hops out on the running board and scans the hillside. Nothing. His eyes land on the jail down the way. Exterior, Matewan jail continuous. Jack screeches to a stop outside the jail and jumps from the car. He's about to open the jail door when, off screen, we hear the metallic click of two guns cocking. From behind, Sid, not so gently, shoves his pistol barrels into Jack's temples.
You never did answer if you're an asshole or not. Guess we now know.
Fade out.
Shoot the
Yeah.
bastard. Just shoot the fucking
Bum,
bastard.
bum, bum. So we'll find out in the season finale. Does Sid shoot the bastard? And I'm sure you guys caught that that in our never-ending obsession with Quentin Tarantino that the funeral is actually the Samuel L. Jackson monologue from Pulp Fiction.
Yes, and I feel like there's also another nod to Django with the women in the mask.
I was gonna say the same thing. Yeah.
I was like, oh man, it's good. It was like a female perspective, but like there weren't, with Django, it was like people that you hated, but like they were still saying funny shit. But this one, it's like, it's the heroes and they're saying the funny stuff. So
yeah,
it was good.
We just decided to make that the full-on Tarantino episode.
Yeah. Well,
that was good, guys. Hey, I got to jump right now, but thank you for including
Yeah,
me.
because you're out west. Thank you, Baron.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to doing it in purpose. I might, Mark, let's talk this week. I might have a space that we could do it in. It's pretty cool.
Oh, perfect. Yeah, okay. I'll holler at you. That'd be awesome.
All right, sounds good. Later,
Okay.
everyone.
Later, man.
Monday, Duke.
Yeah, so we plan on do 108, our finale in person, if everyone's cool with that.
And Whitney, that's what Baron was talking about. So
Yeah.
I hollered him. He said he might have a space where we can do it.
That'd be awesome.
That
And
would-
we have video too, like if all else fails, like we have that space.
Right.
The studio.
We have the
Yeah.
studio. Anyone have any thoughts, anything about 107? Anything jump out at you?
It felt real good to get that office blown up.
Yeah.
Yeah, it did.
Yeah, and I thought it was kind of ironic. I didn't do that intentionally, Ed, that you were burying yourself.
I know that was very meta in a way.
I know. That's what I thought of. Like, we were so cool. We went meta and didn't even know it.
Well, thanks.
Do you guys,
Yeah.
do you guys have any ideas of what song you were gonna use? I know that you said that there's nothing there, but
Oh yeah, what was it? We talked about the Dead South, but that was for the the theme song. But yeah, at one point I've got it somewhere because you did mention a song, Whitney.
I mean, I did mention a song, but it's not. I mean, there's gonna be so many things. Like if it were to be made, the rights and buying it, like that, and it ultimately wouldn't be our decision. I don't know if there's a song that. There's one song that I did imagine. Let me see if I can find the name of it, but
Because there's a whole genre of these minor songs, and you can go on YouTube and find a lot about them. There's some really good tunes out there, but
I don't know exactly
Hey,
how
Brian.
it works, but see you, Brian. But I mean, if a song's old enough, right? It's
well,
public-
they changed the law they changed the law back in 2018, and it's like 90 years now. which
Oh,
for
well.
this might work out.
We're almost there. We could maybe
Yeah.
get some.
Well, this is actually
I don't know
last
if you'll
year.
be able to get the rights for it, but what about Take Me Home?
Yeah,
I
we
know.
talked
I was
about that.
thinking. I was like, country road.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm
That's-
from
that's
New York. I
later.
don't know.
That's later for that.
That's
one.
later. Yeah, we've already got that song plugged in somewhere.
Maybe something folkier sounding.
Yeah.
Even
Can-
folkier.
Can you
Go on YouTube and just look up royalty-free folk songs. You'll find 1,000 of them,
Yeah.
and you can use those because I use that for my
I'm not
short.
sure about royalties at this point because, I mean, if this was made, it would have to have a budget of some sort.
Yeah.
If only we lived in a town full of musicians and writers.
I mean, I got
Just-
a good
only.
billion musician buddies.
Yeah.
I mean, I think doing something in the style, and Lewis will probably be the only person that gets the reference, but the opening song for Firefly.
Yeah.
Oh no, I got no Firefly.
So
I've
that-
got it sitting right over there.
Oh,
Hey, y'all, I
nice.
gotta run for the night.
Thank you,
Later, Ed.
Hey, Ed.
Love you guys.
Yeah,
Bye-bye.
and Whitney's
And
right.
thank you, guys. It was great, being here for the read. You guys have a great night.
Thank you, Chris. Yeah, and Whitney's right. This is something at this point, it's fine just to have a placeholder because I mean it's something that some shows will actually just like commission a song to be written and get somebody to write, or you might use
Yeah.
something real, so we hope that we are in a position someday where we're
Imagine for that moment was that the voice on the opening montage is going to be Ray's, and then you realize it because it's going to be the same song that she sang at the moment.
Ooh.
That's what I would like, but whatever that song is, I just imagine it to be a cappella, something old and something,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, one of my old roommate is really big into old country music and folk music, and he's already writing a song for a podcast that's going to become an HBO show. So I can link
cool.
you guys
Wow.
up if you want.
That's sweet.
yeah,
Impressive.
yeah, holler.
But yeah, we're 108. We want to do in person. We don't know when yet, but we'll keep everyone in the loop.
Okay, so
That's
not
cool.
as early then as like next week. Okay.
I don't know. I have to look at the
I
schedule.
mean, you can.
I don't know.
If you absolutely had to, you could use my living room if it's within the next couple months, because that's my living room. It's one big open space.
I like how you just like tilted the camera down. You're like, here it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll let you know. I don't know. I gotta look at the schedule and then, try to figure out with Mark and go
Yep.
from there.
We'll figure it out. I mean, as always, we are so grateful, and we're grateful for you guys being flexible about schedule. Although someone texted me that they couldn't work under these conditions earlier. I won't mention who that person was.
Marco, you're such a prima donna.
Everybody just knew.
Why the fuck do people assume it's me?
Julia.
I just said I'd be in my trailer. Okay.
I'll have my people call. I'll have my people call your people.
Should have sent the slides earlier, man. That's all I'm saying.
What are you eating?
It's okay.
What are you
We'll
eating,
get you
Marco?
a trailer, but it'll technically be a porter john. But you can hang out in that trailer all day long.
And thank you for joining us, Christina. I think this is
Yes.
your first Redneck Army table read, right?
It is. It is. Ray's great.
Fun.
Ray's just like that character. I don't know. She's cool.
Ray's kind
She's
of
tough
the
and-
mother of the group. Bill's kind of the father. Ray's kind of the mother. I mean, early on we talked about this being kind of in Shakespearean terms. They're the kingdom that's under siege. Bill would be the king. Ray's the
Yeah.
queen. Sid is the knight, the
Sheriff.
errant knight.
Nominee.
Yeah, the knave knight. Cameron is the evil king who's besieging them.
No, you guys are a good team, and all the good things that have come to you two are well deserved. So it's exciting to see how much farther you guys
Thank you.
can go with it. Yeah. Oh yeah.
That's a nice thing to say. It's mainly Whitney. I just kind of tag along.
That is bullshit.
You guys trying to do a season 2? Or you like, we'll do season 1 and then think about it.
No, we've already got 3 seasons of this show.
Oh,
Kind
nice.
of sketched
Love
out.
to hear it. No, thank you for reaching out. I am on the East Coast, so I am gonna head out. But
Okay.
I will see you
Bye.
guys soon.
Are you going to Yankee Stadium again?
I wish they suck.
I
Spoiler,
know.
they suck.
Well,
They
at
don't
least
watch
we're
me.
playing Minnesota, so we can win a few games. The 4th fucking
We'll
thing.
see what it feels like to win a game.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
know. We know who's in first place there, Whitney.
My Braves have been winning very well a lot. very
Yeah, but you were
often.
still behind the Mets.
Doesn't matter. Whenever we play, most of the time we're beating the shit out of people. I love it.
Except losing 2 out of 3 to the Mets.
That's the
Just
Mets.
saying. Hey, the Yankees are in fourth place, so I'm not talking shit with anyone.
It's okay. We beat the
suck.
Dodgers. That's good.
Yeah, I know. We know, Whitney. We know. And what about freaking Jacob DeGrom?
Okay, it's rare. We're doing good.
Yeah, but when was the last time? And I'm sorry, we're getting way off
It's a
topic.
long
here.
season. It's a
But when
long
was the last time? Okay, we're 2 months into the season. Freaking Jacob DeGrom has given up 4 earned runs. He's driven in 4 runs. 2 months into the fucking season. That's ridiculous. That guy's a beast. Okay, and I'm sorry. I'm
So it's
sorry.
amazing.
Everybody's like, we don't give a shit.
The Brady's
I
had
just-
the
I don't
home
feel
run
smart.
record.
Hey, I